15. They're going to be out here setting the pace for sure. Worked well as a team yesterday. They were able to draft off of each other. DeMong setting the pace for the most part. Tully, though, hanging on tight as they headed through, putting them both in great positions in yesterday's Gunderson event. So we are inside of 5 minutes. Looking now at about 3 minutes to start time. So we are getting pretty close. Athletes taking one last little warm-up time. And we'll have certain athletes in the start area, and then we'll have their teammates out here in the flats for the exchange. Waterfront exchange today, brought to you by Romick Arena's Poor Drainage. Thank you for Romick Arena's Poor Drainage. We have beautiful waterfront property for today's events. It's not normally like this here in the winter. We normally have all the snow we ever need, but not this time around. Closing in on the 2-minute mark, folks. We'll be heading out to check out the action here shortly. We are 2 minutes out to start. Athletes starting to line up in the start area. Our tag out athletes starting to get themselves situated in the exchange zone. We have a limited exchange zone. There are 2 red lines on the snow. One is about midway through the lake. The other is at the far east end of the lake. All tags must be made within that zone. We will have officials watching for that to make sure that the tags are made cleanly in those areas. Inside of the 1 minute mark now, we're getting ready to get started. If you are checking out the races today and this is your first time at a Nordic Combined event, just remember their start position is based on how well they jumped as a team. 30 points per minute on this 6K race. So our best jumpers will start first. They may or may not be the best skiers. That is one of the challenges at Nordic Combined. It is a dual sport where athletes are required to have short twitch muscles, good for their jumping skills and explosive power. But that coupled with the strength and endurance necessary for cross-country skiing, it is a winter sport unlike any other, requiring a multi-talented athlete to be highly successful. Cowbells are ringing. Here we go. There is the start right there. That's the 0 mark. Bowdry sets a blistering pace out the course. He's got a nice collared shirt on. He's dressed the part for our top racer. It's been a while since he's been a Nordic Combined athlete, but it still looks like he might remember a thing or two. We'll see how he feels going up that hill. He does have a bit of a lead on our first team in chase. That will be Everett Baldwin heading out in second position at the 32-second mark. Baldwin will be looking for Bowdry. It looks like Bowdry might be getting a little harassment as he goes over the top. But looking strong for lap 1, Nico Bowdry coming over the top of the hill right there, still carrying some speed, but check it out. There goes Baldwin, Everett Baldwin. He is wasting no time. He says, look, man, this is only 3K today. It's going to be an easy race. I'm going to get out here, and I'm going to set the pace hard. Definitely chasing after Bowdry already. Can he catch him in the first lap? We got 2 more teams out on the course right now. That is Caden Graham and Liam DeMong. Graham and DeMong. DeMong, our fastest racer on the course by a long shot yesterday. How was he going to do in these sprint conditions today? Looks like he is already setting the pace. Blows right past Graham and quick over the top. Heading out right now, that is bib number 5, Elisa Whiting. Will Kaufman out, and right now we got Owen Trimble heading out on course, bib number 7. Looking out the back door, don't see anybody just up yet. Bowdry will be the first one. Here he comes, just sneaking his way back into the rodeo grounds.
Number 5 and 6 on the hill.
Catching his breath a little bit as he turns into the rodeo grounds on the backstretch, what we call the old chariot course. And not too far behind Baldwin with the orange headband, number 2, looking to catch up with him. Baldwin makes the turn, and he's heading down the straightaway. Got a good look on Nico Bowdry's back. Heading out right now, bib number 9, Valentina Brogi. Brogi, our women's winner from yesterday's U16 event, with a great race out there, showing us that she's got the strength on the little skis, looking good.
On the hill.
And looking for the tag here is number 12, Jacob Larson, within the tag zone. It's going to be Larson and Warnke looking for the tag. And it's going to happen pretty tightly together here as we got these two athletes coming in very close together. So here comes Bowdry. Bowdry to tag off to Jacob Larson. Right behind him, Baldwin. Baldwin going to tag off to Warnke. So there's the tag. There's the first tag. There's the second tag. And setting up in the exchange area there, that is bib number 4. That's actually Tolly, 15, that went out first. And bib number 4 coming in next. They decided to switch up the order. That is Liam DeMong heading out there. So we got a little mix-up in the start. They look very similar as far as their pace. Sun's out, guns out for that crowd. Looking strong as they come through. Exchange can be a little bit tricky. It's tough to make the tag without bumping into each other, especially given our narrow conditions. Here is Caden Graham tagging off to Connor Van Overen. Coming over the top there, looks like DeMong chewing up the course. He is flying over the top, making his way down the backside. He's looking to put that team out in front, put Park City's group out in the front of the race. Brogi coming back into the rodeo grounds in the distance here, completing her first lap. Again, some skiers that we don't typically see on these skis out here. Sometimes they're more comfortable than others. Elisa Whiting coming in right here. There is Theo Givnish, bib number 8 coming in. Givnish looking strong after a good race yesterday. He's going to tag off to teammate Keller. He and Keller raced together for a good portion of the race yesterday. They look strong out there. Owen Trimble coming in, tagging off to Ike Figus. So lots of exchanging happened, lots of athletes on the course. There is a race. Looking out the back window, I can clearly see there Liam DeMong. And that kid is absolutely flying at the moment. Right now, coming in across the line, Valentina Brogi going to tag off to teammate number 20, Max Algenich, one of our mixed teams out here today. So coming down the back stretch, we can see Miles Warnke, bib number 13, right behind him, bib number 4, Liam DeMong. So these are our leaders currently. Warnke out front, DeMong in second. Making the turn right behind us here, coming in, is Jacob Larson, part of our ski jumping crew out here. But Warnke holding the lead right now, going to tag back off to Baldwin. And DeMong right behind him going to tag off to Tolly. So DeMong to Tolly. They got a little bit of room to try to catch up with Everett Baldwin. This is a sprint. These guys this is the real deal. Like, look at them go on this race. These kids are putting it all down out there. Baldwin sprinting up the hill. Tolly trying to catch him. They are not messing around. This is supposed to be a fun event, and they are taking this awful darn serious. Climbing up over the top at the moment, it looks like Baldwin's staying ahead of Tolly, but Tolly's doing that Clavo hop step up that hill like he's running downhill on flat ground. It's unbelievable. Tolly catches up with Baldwin just as they crest the top of the hill. We'll have to keep an eye on him on the downhill. Coming on in right now, bib number 11, there is Logan Van Overen coming in for the tag. Van Overen tagging off to Oslowski. Number 14 coming in right here. That is Connor Van Overen. And right behind him, bib number 12, Jacob Larson with the tag off to Bowdry. Larson to Bowdry. These guys started us off for the race today. Clearly excellent jumpers, putting themselves into that top position, but a bit of a challenge for them out here on the skinny skis. The tag off right there that we just saw, that is bib 17, Galen McCusker, to number 6, Will Coffin. Coffin was on the podium yesterday. He knows how to skate hard. We got some great athletes on the course already. Bib number 10, Dylan Cody out there. Cody from Ford Sayre makes the tag off to his teammate, Bennett McCullough. Here comes bib 16, our long jumper of the day yesterday, Simon Longer, with a couple of huge jumps. He's getting ready to tag off to his teammate, Elisa Whiting. And also making the change right now, bib number 19, Arthur Keller tagging off to Theo Givnish just at the edge of the tag zone. Lots of action out here on the course. There's plenty to keep your eyes on. I'll do my best to track down who's up front and who's in the chase. It looks like coming around the back stretch here, I just caught eyes on Tolley. Tolley, and right behind him is going to be Baldwin. So it's Tolley and Baldwin. Tolley did make the pass on the downhill stretch there. So he's into cruise mode. Nice, smooth, long strides. Same thing with Baldwin. V1 versus a V2 technique here. Each athlete choosing their own style as they come down this stretch. Tolley looking for the tag off as well. He is going to be tagging off back to Liam DeMong. DeMong, our U16 champion from yesterday. They make the tag. Here comes Baldwin. Baldwin, bib number 2, tagging off to number 13, Miles Warnke. Warnke with a great race today. Those two were in the top 5 as well. So there's your top racers right now. That's part of the story. Out in the back 40 here, we take a look out and see what's happening. A lot of different athletes out there. It looks like bib number 3, Caden Graham, making the turn. Graham, most likely, by my measure, is in that 3rd position now. And we're seeing those athletes coming up and over the top of the hill. Brogy comes over the hill. Warnke coming over the top of the hill. So this is, for many of our groups, this is exchange number 2. So each athlete has run 1 lap of their race, which means they are about a third of the way finished. Actually, I take that back. For some of our starters, we are at the halfway mark. We've done 3 laps. Having a hard time keeping track myself. Here is Caden Graham, bib number 3. Graham coming in for the tag out with Connor Van Over in bib 14. They are currently seated in our 3rd place position, but coming up right behind him, bib number 6, Will Coffin. Coffin with a great race yesterday, found himself on the podium. He tags off to bib number 17. That's Galen McCusker. And there's Bowdry. Bowdry with the exchange to Jacob Larson. Best dressed on the course today. These guys making it look good, if nothing else. Having a great time out here on the course. It's excellent to see. Oh man, Larson almost puts it in the pond on the far turn. Bonus points for anybody that does a pond skim at the end of the race. Wind is picking up. It's blowing them down the back stretch. Athletes coming in strong. Here comes DeMong. DeMong, bib number 4. He's finishing up his 2nd leg. That means they're 4K in. He's going to tag off to Tolley. Tolley is bib number 15. Givnish exchange to Keller right there. Here comes DeMong tagging off to Tolley. These are your leaders right now after 4 kilometers. Tolley with the strong double pole to get himself out of the exchange area. Coming in down the stretch right now, bib number 21, Bennett McCullough. Right there with him, bib number 5, Elisa Whiting. And Miles Warnke coming in here. Warnke, bib number 13, looking to tag off to his partner, Everett Baldwin. So Baldwin and Warnke currently sitting in the 2nd place position. Here comes Valentina Brogy, bib number 9, making her exchange to partner Max Aljanich. Owen Trimble, Mr. Have One out there on the course today. Looking good in the shorts and shirts. Ready for a little beach time with the tag off to Ike Figus. Athletes climbing up to the top of the hill back there right now. There goes Baldwin over the top. Right behind him, that is Longer, Simon Longer. Bib number 16 looks like he might be on the lap behind right now. There's some fast paces being set out here. The lead team is starting to pass some of these other teams. It's going to be challenging for our starters to keep track of the scores and where everyone is at. Here's bib number 17. That is Galen McCusker. So McCusker and Coffin make the move into third place. 14 is tagging out here. That is Connor Van Overen tagging back to Caden Graham. So that is your third and fourth place teams right there, making the exchange for one more lap for these first athletes. So Graham and Coffin getting their last shot at the course as the breeze picks up just a little bit. It's gone from being a light blow to a full-blown typhoon out there, keeping it challenging on the course for all of our athletes. Here is Logan Van Overen, bib number 11. Van Overen tagging off to Flynn Oslowski. Coming across the top, just taking a look, there is Graham coming across the top right behind Coffin. They are headed down the hill, but it is not much of a rest because they're going straight into that rip and headwind. It is a challenging race today for these athletes out here. Coming in right now, bib number 15, Donovan Tolley tagging off for the bell lap. Liam DeMong heading out for his final tour. Tolley's done for the day. He tags off. These guys are out to finish it quick. Also making the tag there, bib number 19. That's Arthur Keller going back to number 8, Theo Gibnish. And there is Bowdry as well as Jacob Larson making their exchange. Each have one lap to go. Coming in right now, here is Simon Longer. Longer, bib 16, had a great day yesterday on the jump hill. Good, strong races as well. He makes the exchange to his partner, Elisa Whiting. Baldwin coming in number 2. He is currently in the second seat as he tags off for his last affair. Hands it off to Warnke. Warnke gets one more kilometer to finish things up. That is your second place team currently. Making the tag right now, though, coming in number 20, Max Aljanich. Aljanich tagging out to Valentina Brogy in one of our mixed team events. All these athletes are U16s. They're all under the age of 16 currently, and out there really showing us what this sport is all about, putting some heart into a race, having a lot of fun, and really getting after it, showing their athletic prowess out here as they get after this event. Coming across the top, Warnke makes the turn one more time. Elisa Whiting also coming across the top. And right behind her is Valentina Brogy. Brogy, our women's champion from yesterday, coming across strong, pushing the poles through. It's a transition to the downhill, getting a nice low tuck to get out of the wind. See if she can catch her breath as she heads over the top. Tagging in right now, here's our third place team. This is Coffin, bib number 6. Will Coffin tags out bib 17. Galen McCusker not too far behind here. Here comes Caden Graham. That is our fourth place team currently. So McCusker on the course. Caden Graham makes the tag out to bib number 14. That is Connor Van Overen. Third and fourth positions. Number 10 coming in. That is Dylan Cody tagging out to Bennett McCullough. Cody to McCullough. And into the finish right here. Snuck in without me even looking. So far ahead of the rest of the crew. That is number 4, Liam DeMong, crossing the finish line. Our first team into the finish area. A great race for that team of DeMong and Tolley. They are quick out there on the course. Oslowski coming in, bib number 22. Used to call him the flying squirrel. He had this cool little raccoon helmet cover when he was little, and I coached him in jumping. Absolute animal on the skate course. Right behind him, Theo Gibnish. Gibnish making the move, looking to make the pass. Gibnish going to tag out to Keller. Oslowski tags out to his partner, Logan Van Overen. So a couple of our up-and-comers in the Winter Sports Club here. These are U14 athletes. Crossing the finish line there again, bib number 13. That is Miles Warnke, second place position for his team. Bowdry tags out for one more time. I think it'll be another couple years before we see him on cross-country skis. Jacob Larson heading out there as well. These guys are on their final lap. We got two in the house already. 2/3 of the podium is already set.
19 on the hill.
Coming in right now down the back stretch, Valentina Brogy looking strong. Brogy with a good race going. She gets one more tag to her partner, Max Aljanich, bib number 20. And she's done for the day. Aljanich heading out onto the course. Another U14 team right there competing up in this U16 class. Strong athletes from the Winter Sports Club, up-and-comers. They will be ones to watch in years ahead for sure. Elisa Whiting, happy to be done with this thing. Going to tag it off to bib number 16, Simon Longer. Longer's got one more kilometer to go as he heads back out on the course. And making their way in right now, here is your third place finishers. This is number 17, Galen McCusker. McCusker and Coffin put together a great race representing the East in their event today, looking strong. And right behind him, bib number 14, Connor Van Overen for our second RMD team in the house. Making the tag here right now, that is bib number 7, Owen Trimble. Tags out to bib number 18, Ike Figus. These guys are in the beach shorts, ready to go for a swim. Some excellent skiing out there on the course today. We're seeing some strength in athletes. We're seeing some people putting themselves out there doing something they're not necessarily accustomed to doing. It's great to see that willingness to participate. Coming down the stretch right now, bib number 19. That is Arthur Keller. Keller on the team with Givnish. Keller and Givnish making some big moves. They were in the 8th position, and I believe they moved up all the way into 5th, if I did my math right. Great effort there by those two, putting together a great race. Here comes bib 21, Bennett McCullough, tagging out to Dylan Cody. He gets the tag. Coming in right here as well, Logan Van Overen, bib number 11. He's tagging off to bib 22, Fly Flynn Oslowski. Jacob Larson, the man of much style, coming down the finish line right here. Larson put on a dress shirt for today's event. Aljanich trying to eat him up in the last stretch. Is Aljanich going to make the move? Oh, just didn't have enough right there. It was close. Larson with a great race. Aljanich comes in strong. Here is bib number 16, Simon Longer, coming in for Central's mixed team. These guys are good and tired by the time they get to the finish line. Unfortunately, this is not the kind of snow conditions you want to collapse onto the snow in. It is a bit wet out there. We still have a handful of teams out on the course. All of our final leg racers have made the tag out. Coming down right now, here is Ike Figus, Bib number 18, Figus, did the race yesterday, back out here again today. Looking strong, little firmer conditions. It's a little easier to go out there today. Things are looking a little bit better for Figus as he comes in. Figus and partner Owen Trimble rocking the shorts, getting ready for spring break out here on the pond. And out the back right now, I believe that is Flynn Oslowski making the turn in the back stretch. Oslowski with a good final lap, looking strong. Inside of the turn here, bib number 10, that is Dylan Cody. Oslowski, bib 22. Been up a little bit in the ranks. They had a good race. He and teammate Logan Van Overen able to move up at least one position. Oslowski in the house. Dylan Cody makes the turn in the far stretch. Coming across the puddle zone there. Huge congratulations to all of our U16 racers out there making the most of the conditions today. It has been a challenging weekend for cross-country skiing. Huge shout out to Dave Stewart, Chief of Course, who's put together this course and done everything he possibly can to maintain it. Dylan Cody. Cody's got a tag out. He's got one more lap here. Dylan Cody going to make the tag out to teammate Bennett McCullough. McCullough gets the tap. And we got one more K to go. McCullough heads out for one more hill climb. So great to see so many athletes out here participating in Nordic Combined today. Some of these athletes are a little less familiar with the skinny skis. Others are quite familiar, as we saw by some excellent race times. But it's amazing to see the camaraderie of these teammates getting out here, putting in a good show, having fun on the snow. McCullough makes it up over the top. Bennett McCullough, Andover Outing Club, coming all the way at us from the East Division, cruising down the backside. Wind has died down temporarily, so he got to get a good rest coming down that hill. Got to get a little bit of a tuck and glide. Take advantage of the downhill when you get it. Next up, after the conclusion of this race, we'll have a few minutes to reset everything and get the course back in condition before we start the U20 race. U20 race consisting of 8 teams representing 4 different divisions. Benny McCullough making the turn right outside the announcer's booth, backside here. He is cranking it around. I think next year we should add a division to this race. Parents, what do you think? Next year we're going to add the parents division to the parent relay. Maybe even a parent-child relay. That could be entertaining as well. I don't know about you guys as parents, but me, man, I love to cheer on my child, and I give them a hard time if they don't work extra hard, but you put me on a pair of those skinny skis, and it is awful entertaining. Benny McCullough coming down the back stretch, heading in for home. Bib number 21, finishing up our U16 race for us here today. The crowd goes wild. The bells are ringing. McCullough with the finish. Great effort out there today by all of our U16 athletes. So fun to watch them out on the race course. It's exciting. It's entertaining. It's a challenging thing. We appreciate the effort you put into this. It's not easy. Those athletes that are ski jumpers and special jumpers and not Nordic Combined athletes, a special shout out to you all for coming out here and putting yourself outside of your normal comfort zone. It is excellent to see you contributing to the sport of Nordic Combined. And who knows, maybe in a couple of years, y'all will be on the skinny skis back out here doing it again because you actually fell in love with it today. We are getting ready to set up here for the U20 race. We are going to have 8 teams on this. Our top finishers, this is going to be a good one. It is a mixed team starting things off. Bib number 23, Ella Wilson, teamed up with bib number 31, Ethan Maines. So Wilson and Maines will be our start crew. Wilson having a full day today. She was out here for the jumps this morning, looking very strong on the jumps, even though she moved herself down a bar or two to get into her comfort zone, still laying down some beautiful jumps out there. Then she went over to the high school, played in a soccer match. Didn't catch how this game finished out over there. Maybe somebody wants to announce that to me. I'd love to give a shout out to our ladies soccer team. But then coming back over here for a skate race because that just wasn't quite enough. Second team out is from Central. Central's number 1 men's team. That is Cubby Danielson and Isaiah Longer. RMD's second mixed team is going to be Piper Mute and Austin Johnson. The RMD crowd looking to put together some mixed teams to mix it up and make it more exciting. IMD has a team right after that. That is Luke Miller and Augie Rookie. Our 5th team in the start house today will be East's, their 3rd men's team. That'll be Kalen Mullen Leatham and Seth Rothschild. Rothschild, that's a name we haven't heard on cross-country skis in a while. This ought to be entertaining. Had the pleasure of having dinner with Barry Nan and Jeff Rothschild last night. It was great to chat with those guys. Seth having a breakout year training over in NICEF and now participating at East, but he's no stranger to Steamboat, being from Park City originally. Next up will be the East men's 1 team, Sebastian Christie and Berkey Bacala. And then we have the next East team. Man, the East has got a lot of teams for us today. Bib number 29, Sebastian Eisenbarth and Stinson Miles, bib number 37. And then our final team will be Islay Shield and Paisley Rancourt, our 1 ladies team out there today. So 8 teams in the field. Looks like we're resetting the clock right now. We've got a bit of time before this race is going to start.
The Winter Sports Club is amazing. It is multi-sports, and it's the only club in the entire country that has as many winter sports as we're able to provide.
I feel like when you ask our kids about their life in Steamboat, their first thing they'll say is, we grew up in the Winter Sports Club.
It's sort of like a second family for me.
The Winter Sports Club, I think, was my upbringing.
I think Howelsen and the Winter Sports Club is one of the best places in the world.
It was almost another parent to me. We spent every opportunity we had down at the Winter Sports Club and enjoyed every minute of it.
Coming here after school and being with your friends and your coaches, it's just an awesome experience.
Almost every huge lesson or experience or great moment that has changed them has happened through the Winter Sports Club.
You know, their notion of creating champions on and off the mountain really resonates with me, and I just think it's an incredible opportunity for the boys to be part of that.
There you go.
Every coach that I've ever worked with, you know, here at Winter Sports Club or see coaches on hill with these kids, from skiing to cross country to jumping to snowboarding coaches, every single one of them brings a large amount of passion and dedication to this sport.
And the culture that they become a part of, again, changes them. And whether or not they're winning or whether or not they want to be an Olympian, they can be the best version of themselves.
We're so fortunate in this town to have
team mate. That is going to happen a total of 6 times for a total of 3 laps per athlete. That's 6 kilometers around the course. Our abbreviated course out here, we only have a 1K course today because of inclement weather conditions. But it keeps it exciting. We can see everything that's happening as they make their laps around the venue. This is a Gunderson-style start for the team event, so start position is based on the jumping skills of the athletes in the jump competition this morning. The jump portion went off well. We had light breezes in the trial round, but during competition, things were pretty calm. And we saw athletes putting down some really solid jumps out there today. Some of the best jumping we have seen thus far this weekend, as athletes were consistently pushing that K point or even past the K point. I think we even saw Nico Bowdry drop one at 76 meters in trial. So some great jumping out there on the course today. And all that's leading up to this portion of today's event. This is the skate race portion to complete the Nordic Combined team event. Once again, similar to our previous competition, we will see some athletes out here that may or may not be as familiar with their cross-country skis. But what a great opportunity for them to show their support for this sport and get out there and have fun and share in the camaraderie of this event. So we're about 3 minutes out from start. Athletes are starting to warm up, get things spread out. We will be doing exchanges here on the waterfront side of the course. Start will be in the start area and the finish area, which is closer to the stadium side. Tag zone occurs from about halfway down the waterfront to the edge of the gates down there, so all athletes must make the transitional tag in that zone. There is no baton here. Athletes that are doing this exchange, it's simply a touch of the back, so we are looking to have a fair exchange. You're not really supposed to push each other either. Just a touch to make the exchange, and then they will head out on their next lap. It gets tricky when you have a number of teams all exchanging at the same time because the athletes that are slowing down can perhaps get in the way, but they usually do their best to stay out of trouble as we make those exchanges. We're heading down to the 2-minute mark to start. I see some athletes heading into the start zone. Again, our start teams, first ones off the bat, top jumpers was RMD Mixed 1. That is consisting of Ella Wilson and Ethan Maines. I did get word from Todd Givnish. Thanks, Todd, for the update. Ella did leave the game a little bit early, so she could be out here to race in this event. So we are 2 minutes out, starting to see some athletes lining up. Breeze is starting to pick up again just a little bit. Again, we'll be at the skiers' backs as they head out of the start zone. Do my best to keep track of who's starting where. We may see some mixes up in who starts and who finishes. There is a bit of a team discretion on that as far as which athlete will be first and which athlete will be second. Typically, you would put your stronger athlete in the anchor position, so our second athlete, but that is always open for interpretation. As we close in on the 1-minute mark, Wilson strips off the Team USA jacket, getting ready to be our pole position starter there. They have a sizable lead. This is going to be a rather uneventful start at the first. We're going to get a chance to see Wilson make a good run at this course. She has a 1:49 ahead of any other team out there. So Wilson and Maines really putting down some beautiful jumps today, setting themselves out in the front of this position, opting for a mixed team rather than doing a all-men's team or an all-women's team. It's really cool to see that sportsmanship. That's not something we typically see at this U20 level. So it's great to see that these athletes are taking the opportunity to ski in a mixed race. Clock ticks down. And Wilson is on the course. Bib number 23, wearing Michael Jordan's number, is the greatest of all time out there. On the course today, Wilson Going to give a quick class on how to ski strong up the hill as we all sit and watch. We are waiting to a minute 49 for our next team to head out. That will be bib number 24, Isaac Cubby Danielson, and his teammate Isaiah Longer, representing Central. Wilson looking strong, heads up over the top. About 38 seconds from the start to the top of the hill. That's a pretty good mark. Wilson raced yesterday. This is the only competitor in the U20 class for the women. She won. Imagine that. Her teammate also did quite well. Ethan Maines was the winner in the U20 men's class. So going to be fun to watch this race. It's going to be a bit slow to the start, but we will see some interesting things start to happen as the race builds out. Hurry up and wait. Once we get to that 149 mark, we'll see Central Team number 1, Cubby Danielson, be the first one out on the course. And then just a few seconds behind them will be bib number 25, Piper Mute, representing Steamboat Spinnings. She is a special jumper, so should be fun to watch that. She just came back from Norway as well. Got a spot on the team competing at Junior World Championships. On the course right now, that is actually Isaiah Longer. Longer choosing to take the lead position there for team number 2. And there goes Mute, Piper Mute, trained as a Nordic Combined athlete for a while. It's been a while since she's been on those skis, I imagine. And right behind her, that is Luke Miller, bib number 26. Miller and Rupke should be an interesting team to watch. And up and across the top there, Miller cruises across the top. There goes Mute across the top. Teams are starting to head out. Here comes Wilson finishing lap 1, looking to tag off. The tag is made. There goes Maines, bib number 31. The rest of the team's out on the course. We did have a bit of a bus going on there to keep the field a little bit tighter. Coming up and over the hill right now, Kalen Mullen and Latham heading over the top. Right behind him, though, bib number 31, Ethan Maines, out on the second lap for the lead team. So that advantage put to good work. It's been solid for them. Ile Shield coming up the top. Shield jumping well in the competition the last few days. Really having a good time here in Steamboat. Maybe got a little bit of road rash. I happened to see a little tough landing there somewhere, maybe in the outrun today. I didn't catch exactly when it happened. But great to see her out on the course today. Bib number 32, cruising in here. This is our second place. First exchange from Isaiah Longer to Cubby Danielson. And right behind him, here comes Luke Miller making the exchange to Augie Rupke. Coming into the stands right now, bib number 36, Berkey Pacala. Burke making the move. Burke with the tag to Sebastian Christie. These two guys taking advantage of some Colorado sunshine to work on their tan. Maines coming in. Maines with the exchange to Wilson. This is your lead group here. Just tearing up the course today. Maines with the tag off to Wilson. Wilson heads out. Mute coming in. Making the most of the glide on those skis. Makes the tag to Austin Johnson, teammate, bib number 33. 29 is here. Sebastian Eisenbarth. Hands off to Stinson Miles. Stepping up to the line right now, bib 35, Seth Rothschild. Kalen coming in. Kalen with the tag to Rothschild. Rothschild opting for long sleeves and shorts. Always an interesting look. Making the exchange right now, bib number 24, Cubby Danielson coming in. This is our second place team right now. Danielson will make the tag. I actually think that's longer. I'm just going off of bib numbers, but I'm pretty sure the long hair, that's Isaiah Longer. Those guys have swapped out bibs, but we know who they are. Right behind him here, this is Rupke handing off to Miller. Rupke to Miller. Danielson climbing up the hill. Miller chasing him down. Danielson up and over the top. Miller fully in chase. Tag out occurs here. This is Eiley Shield to Paisley Rancourt. And also at the same time, we're getting the tag Sebastian Christie. Tagging off to Burke Bacala. Bacala makes the pass heading up the hill. Looking out the back window there is Ella Wilson. Coming in to finish her second lap. Up and over the top right now, Burke Bacala, as well as Paisley Rancourt. Here comes Wilson in for the exchange. Wilson for the tag off to Maines. Officially reached the halfway portion of the race. Wilson has finished 2 laps. Maines has 1. He heads out on his second lap. Exchange getting ready to happen. Sebastian Eisenbarth, Stinson Miles, swapping it back out for East Team 2. And suddenly we have a change in the wind. Wind is now blowing out of the east. It's going to make it a bit of a headwind coming down the stretch, coming back into the stadium. Austin Johnson fighting the headwind right behind him, catching a little bit of draft, bib number 32. That is Cubby Danielson. Right behind him in the full draft, bib number 26, Luke Miller. So Miller and Danielson going to exchange off to Rupke and Longer. That is your race for second and third currently. Rupke takes the inside line, makes it happen fast. Piper Mute in that mix. But it's Rupke setting the pace. Longer sitting right on the draft there, trying to take advantage of these wind conditions. There's the exchange from Rothschild tags out.
34 on the hill. 24 on the hill.
Berkey Bacala coming in. Crossing over the top of the hill right now. Piper Mute climbing her way up to the top. Heading down the backside. And swinging into the exchange lane right here. Paisley Rancourt going to hand off to Eiley Scheel. So lots of racers on the course, lots of different positions. Maines coming in here. Here's Ethan Maines. This is your race leader. Maines looking for his teammate. Wilson didn't even see him coming. She sneaks out into the exchange zone. Was kind of hoping to get a little bit longer of a break maybe. Wilson heads out on her third and final lap. Maines makes the tag. So Wilson climbing the hill for her third and final lap. Looking down the back stretch, looks like Rupke and Longer. Rupke making the turn. Longer not too far behind him, so these two guys keeping it close in this second portion of the race for second and third. So Rupke pushing out in front a little bit here on this home stretch. The breeze is switching around. It's kind of a bit of a cross and not really hurting or helping either way. But Rupke going to tag off to teammate Luke Miller. Longer going to tag off to his teammate Cubby Danielson. There's the tag. So Miller up and out. Danielson right behind him. Coming in right now, bib number 29, Sebastian Eisenbarth. Tagging out to Stinson Miles.
26 on the hill.
And Luke Miller looking strong as he heads up over the top. Cubby Danielson coming in right behind him. And eyes down the back stretch. There is Piper Moutet opting for the slightly less than air efficient sweatpants in today's race. Might be a bit of a challenge given the current wind conditions. And also coming into the back stretch is Ella Wilson. Wilson finishing up her final lap, still looking strong. Moutet, bib 25, tagging off to teammate Austin Johnson. Couple of really great special jumpers out here showing that they guys still have what it takes to be out on the skinny skis. This is Kaylin Mullen-Latham coming in right here. Looking for the tag out to Seth Rothschild. There's the tag. Rothschild out. Wilson coming in for the final lap. Looking out the back. This gap is tightened up but for first and second place. Miller with a great race going on here. Miller coming down the home stretch here, looking to tag out to Augie Rupke. Not sure that there's going to be enough time there as Ethan Maines sprints out the gate and up the hill. Rupke is getting the exchange for their final lap. So things have definitely tightened up here at the front end of the race. Right now it is Maines and Wilson in the lead, Rupke and Miller in second, and in third place that is Cubby Danielson and Isaiah Longer. Danielson coming in, getting ready to make the exchange. Coming in behind him, though, not too far back here. Berkey Bacala making a good move. Like, this team has really put on some speed, showing that they've got the strength to get down the course. Sebastian Christie, Berkey Bacala. Bacala coming down the stretch right now, making that one turn. Big, long strides out up over the front of his skis, looking good. Stinson Miles coming down the stretch right here, bib number 37, looking for exchange as well. Eiley Scheel hands off to Paisley Rancourt. The wind is brutal. It is getting tough. there's the tag. Stinson Miles tags off to teammate to Sebastian Eisenbarth. And Pacala comes through with the tag. Sebastian Christie heading out. Pacala collapses in the snow. He has put every bit of effort into this race. A great effort for this team. And looking down the home stretch, he takes a look across to see who might be following him. Rookie's a good ways away. This is Ethan Maines coming down the line. Maines will not be going into the lap lane. He gets that fresh snow going into the finish zone. Wilson waiting there to congratulate him on the finish. Great team effort by our mixed team out here winning the U20 class. Luke Miller out here cheering on teammate Augie Rupke as Rupke finishes strong. Miller running alongside him. Rupke pushing hard into the finish line. Austin Johnson coming in for the lap exchange one more time. Seth Rothschild coming in for the exchange. So Johnson going to tag out to Mute. Rothschild tags out to Kalen Mullen-Leatham. Johnson collapses. He tripped over the, maybe across the line there. A little trouble with the exchange. And coming into the finish line right now, that is bib number 24, Isaiah Longer. Longer and teammate Cubby Danielson finishing out our podium. Excellent work by all those athletes out there. Breeze is picking up. Storm front is moving in. If you haven't checked the weather forecast, we are expecting a change in the weather. It is looking like we could be in for some colder weather with a little bit of precipitation overnight. This is the front that's bringing it all in. And into the finish line right here, bib number 28, Sebastian Christie, along with teammate Berkey Pacala. Boy, these guys had a great race, finishing in fourth, moving their way up moving up 3 slots in that race. They started in 6th position, finished all the way in 4th. Paisley Rancourt coming through, going to make the tag out exchange to teammate Eiley Scheel. Rancourt to Scheel. Scheel heads out on her final lap. Rancourt has one more to go. There's the exchange. Heading in right now, bib number 29, Sebastian Eisenbarth. Going to hand off to teammate Stinson Miles in bib 37. They got one more exchange to go. And wind switches to coming out of the east, blowing into the racers' faces as they finish this race. Tough way to end a 6-kilometer race. It is really picking up out there. If you see anything that starts moving around because of this wind, do a favor and grab a hold of it. Banner moving. Things are around. Corner. Right behind her, Kalen Mullen-Leatham. Up and over the top of the hill right now, that is Isla Shield. Shield hoping to manage some of this tailwind. Push her down the hill, catch her breath. The wind has shifted again. Mute coming down the back stretch. Right behind her, Caitlin Mullen. Piper Mute looking to make the exchange to Austin Johnson. Teammate Johnson waiting at the exchange line. Coming in. Also at the exchange line, Rothschild. Going to make the exchange to South Rothschild. Rothschild pushing out. There's the exchange. They'll head out for one more lap. Down the back stretch, right. Stinson Miles. Austin Johnson up at the top, right behind Seth Rothschild. Is Rothschild going to be able to catch him down here? Currently heading into the finish, Stinson, bib number 37, fighting the headwind all the way down. Gets the toe reach just to make sure he's got the best possible time. I love it. Isla Shield making the turn at the far end of the rodeo grounds, coming in for one final exchange. Keyboards are blowing around. A little tricky out there. Isla Shield coming in for the exchange. Teammates cheering around, patiently waiting, looking to make the exchange, head on out. The one all-women's team today's event. Turning back to the field, that looks like, I believe that is Seth Rothschild. Rothschild made the pass on Austin Johnson. Rothschild picking up speed as he comes down the home stretch. Rothschild.
Up there. 38 on the hill.
Rothschild sprinting to the finish. Seth Rothschild off an amazing weekend of ski jumping with an amazing skate race. He puts away goals, hopefully never. Rothschild, always a crowd favorite. Austin Johnson coming in as well. Johnson head down, skiing hard for the finish line. Huge shout out to Johnson and Mute. A couple of special jumpers chose to do the race at the team. great to see that camaraderie out here, that sports enjoying their time. We do still have athletes on the course currently, more teams out there. Keeping our eyes out for them. Windy conditions out here for sure. Can't see anything that's moving that doesn't look like it should be moving, and might need a little extra weight. Jump on top of it. We're just about done with our races for today, and if anything starts blowing away, I want to be able to. We will be having flower ceremonies over at Olympian Hall at Howelsen as quickly as possible after the conclusion. We'll take a few minutes to pack things up and button up the course. If you are out and about and these materials can be a huge help. I believe it is the final race of the so at this point, once the race is concluded, walking on the course is not going to be detrimental to our conditions. Bib number 38, Rancourt, sprinting into the finish. Rancourt, Team Green out here. Representing the East, take Rancourt, Riley Shield. What an excellent team event out here in the U20s.